50 essential English words that pilots and cabin crew members frequently encounter in aviation. These words are commonly used before, during, and after flights, and learning them correctly is crucial for ensuring a safe and efficient flight. If you're ready, let's get started. These words will not only help you improve your communication skills but are also essential for maintaining safety and smooth operations throughout every flight. 1. Altitude. The plane is cruising at an altitude of 30,000 feet. 2. Cockpit. The captain and the co-pilot are in the cockpit preparing for takeoff. 3. Runway. The aircraft is waiting for clearance to enter the runway. 4. Taxi. The plane will taxi to the gate after landing. 5. Turbulence. We experienced some turbulence due to the storm. 6. Crew. The cabin crew will assist passengers during the flight. 7. Descent. The pilot announced the descent into Istanbul. 8. Landing. The landing was smooth despite the windy weather. 9. Takeoff. The plane's takeoff was delayed due to technical issues. 10. Clearance. The pilot received clearance to take off from air traffic control. 11. Approach. The aircraft is on final approach to the runway. 12. Aisle. Please keep the aisle clear during takeoff and landing. 13. Altimeter. The pilot checked the altimeter before beginning the descent. 14. Autopilot. The plane is flying on autopilot until we approach the destination. 15. Cabin. Please return to your seat and remain in the cabin during turbulence. 16. Climb. The aircraft began its climb to the cruising altitude. 17. Crosswind. The pilot had to deal with strong crosswinds during landing. 18. Control tower. The control tower gave the plane clearance for takeoff. 19. Departure. Our departure is scheduled for 3 p.m. 20. Evacuation. The crew managed a quick evacuation after the emergency landing. 21. Flaps. The pilot extended the flaps to prepare for landing. 22. Ground crew. The ground crew is refueling the plane before the next flight. 23. Holding pattern. The plane was in a holding pattern due to traffic at the airport. 24. Jet lag. I always experience jet lag after long-haul flights. 25. Landing gear. The pilot lowered the landing gear as the plane approached the runway. 26. Mayday. The pilot issued a mayday call after losing one engine. 27. Overhead bin. Please store your carry-on luggage in the overhead bin. 28. Pushback. The ground crew signaled for pushback from the gate. 29. Runway lights. The runway lights were visible as the plane approached at night. 30. Seatbelt sign. The seatbelt sign is on, so please remain seated. 31. Taxiway. The plane is moving along the taxiway to reach the runway. 32. Weather radar. The weather radar detected a storm ahead of our flight path. 33. Airspeed. The pilot adjusted the airspeed to ensure a smooth landing. 34. Brace position. In case of an emergency landing, adopt the brace position. 35. Altitude hold. The autopilot is maintaining altitude hold at 35,000 feet. 36. Clear air turbulence. We are experiencing clear air turbulence at cruising altitude. 37. Flight attendant. The flight attendants are preparing the cabin for takeoff. 38. Fuel tank. The ground crew is inspecting the fuel tank before departure. 39. Glide path. The aircraft followed the glide path during its final approach. 40. Instrument panel. The pilot carefully monitored the instrument panel during takeoff. 41. Flotation device. The flotation devices under the seats are for emergency water landings. 42. Layover. We have a 2-hour layover in Paris before our next flight. 43. Lifeline. In an emergency, the lifeline ensures the safety of passengers. 44. Long haul. The flight from New York to Tokyo is a long-haul flight. 45. Landing strip. The small aircraft landed on a narrow landing strip in the field. 46. Runway incursion. A runway incursion occurred when a vehicle entered the runway during landing. 47. Speed brakes. The pilot deployed the speed brakes to slow the plane down after landing. 48. Control surface. The pilot adjusted the control surfaces to stabilize the aircraft. 49. Vertical speed. The pilot adjusted the vertical speed to maintain a smooth ascent. 50. Wind shear. Wind shear can cause a sudden loss of altitude during landing. Effectively and ensure a safer, smoother experience for everyone on board. Keep practicing, and you'll be well on your way to becoming an aviation language expert.